Okay, so as far as course expectations go, for on campus sections, they are a bit different from online sections. And as I said in the introduction to this module, if you teach on campus and online sections both, you do need to watch or go through both module fours. So for on campus courses, an on campus course is going to meet every single week in person on campus for lecture and lab. Now, lecture meets twice a week on campus, and each meeting is an hour and 15 minutes. And the instructor is expected to meet both of those meeting days, unless it is a week where class is canceled for a holiday, for weather, or whatever. But if class is canceled for weather, you do need to have a contingency plan for how you will handle that meeting. And for lab, you are to meet once a week for 2 hours in the laboratory where your lab is scheduled. So both lecture and lab are meeting every single week. Now, when you meet for lecture, you are to present the course, discussions, explaining topics, answering questions, whatever is needed for that hour and 15 minutes. The students should plan to attend every meeting and stay for the entire time. I strongly urge you to make attendance mandatory. I believe in the syllabus that is one of the sections that you are not permitted to change, but definitely make sure the students attend every meeting both times a week. For lecture and in lab, they need to stay that entire 2 hour duration and participate in the lab activities. Also, for lecture and lab, all quizzes are given during the meeting time that they are scheduled for the first 10 minutes of class. All lecture exams are to be given in class during regularly scheduled meeting times, and they should have the entire class to take those. All lab practicals are given during the regularly scheduled lab meeting. All of the lab exams, the practical exams, have due dates that you will find in the syllabus. They will be set up by the course leader on Newtown campus, and on the extended campuses will be set up by the lab instructor for that campus. They must be given on the dates provided in that syllabus. We cannot change those dates for lab exams. So, again, meet lecture 2 times a week. Meet for lab 1 time a week. And you must be there the entire duration of the meeting time. Outside of class, you must maintain regular communication with students. So at least once a week, you should post an announcement to Blackboard that also goes to student emails. You can post more than that if you would like, but you should post at least one weekly announcement to let the students know what will be happening that week in class. You should also plan to respond to student emails in a timely manner. We are expected during the week to respond within 24 hours. On a weekend, we have up to 48 hours. And again, all exams, quizzes, and lab practicals must be given during the regularly scheduled meeting time. Lecture instructors and lab instructors, if they are not the same person. So if one person teaches lecture and another person teaches lab, first, the lecture instructor is the instructor of record. They are the one who oversees Blackboard. They are the one who posts grades at the end of the semester and midterms. Lab instructors are there to oversee the lab portion of the course. there is not a separate Blackboard for lecture and lab. So since the lecture instructor is the primary instructor of record, they are the one who would be considered the primary instructor, and the lab instructor is the secondary instructor. But lab instructors are expected to do all of their own grading and post their lab grades in the gradebook. But lab instructors are expected to communicate the lab course grade at midterm and at finals. Whatever the lab portion of the course grade is, they should let the lecture instructor know so that the lecture instructor can then calculate the overall course grade. Assignment due dates should be posted in advance. Now, some of them, as far as lab quizzes, lab practicals, those are provided by the course leader. Lecture runs on a little bit more flexible time frame, so the lecture instructor will come up with the dates of all of their quizzes and standard lecture exams. Final exam and lecture must follow the college final exam schedule. There is a calendar that you can find on the BCTC website that has the dates for final exams, and you must follow that schedule. Okay, that's all for this folder, and I will talk to you again in the next folder.